Hello all, welcome back to another video. Welcome to Sammy G's World of Cinema. Today on the channel, this is going to be my last sort of horror related video for a little while I would say. And the last video I'll be doing, in October as well. Well, I'll do a couple of YouTube shorts and that. But I think this will be my last video of October as well. But, of course, I had to do something horror related. And I thought, because this has been making the rounds recently, like, I think a little thread that's been going around where people have talked about their top 10 or top 15, like, horror films, favourite horror films. I think I'm going to leave a link to some of these guys' videos, but I think Roy did his top 10 horror films, and Tim did his top 15. Did Stuart did his? I can't remember now. I think he did a top 10 80s horror films. I'll leave a link to that one in the description down below. And I'm thinking, I think maybe also Ricky, the Old AF reviewer, did a great top 10 horror films video like a while back. So yeah, Dan's Movie Cave did a top 10 horror films video as well. So yeah, I will leave a link to those in the description box down below. So yeah, these are my personal favourite 15 horror films, and I had to think long and hard of what would be my top 15 favourite horror films. Because it's no easy task in it, guys, because there's just so much great horror out there. You know, there's a lot of great horror from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s and onwards. And there's probably some other absolute belters that I've missed out on this list. I probably should have thought on and do some like honourable mentions as well. I might possibly next October, I might even do an updated top 20 favourite horror films video, and I might do some honourable mentions as well. But yeah, just to say, guys, this is just my personal list. There's no right or wrong here. This is just my personal list of like my favourite 15 horror films. So without further ado, we're going to go straight off the bat. And at number 15, Rosemary's Baby. Yeah. Great film, really good. It took me a while to get round to, well, it took me a while to, you know, like for this film to like grow on me and stuff, because it wasn't a film that was love at first sight or anything, but I've given it a couple of viewings. I think I've watched this about 4 or 5 times now. It is excellent. I love this, you know. There's a lot of horror elements to it. It is quite drama focused. The satanic cults that like live upstairs, and because like Rosemary and her husband move in, and there's this satanic cult are living, I think, in this upstairs apartment, like I think upstairs floor, and there's quite a level of fear and paranoia that plays throughout this film. And yeah, Rosemary does some real research into the whole witchcraft and stuff. And yeah, it makes for a fantastic premise in the lead up to when her baby is due. And yeah, fantastic film. Mia Farrow gives a brilliant performance in this, guys. And who is it as well who won Best Supporting Actress? I think it was Ruth Gordon. I think so. Absolutely great film, that. Rosemary's Baby coming in at number 15. This is going to be pretty controversial now. Here we go. However, guys, if I had have done this video before revisiting this film, I think this would have got an honourable mention at best. However, I've watched it again in prep for this video, and of course in this month. And as I say, guys, technically this is one of the better made horror films. You know, like, I'm looking at this and compared to some of the others that have come in later in the video, and this is probably the better made movie compared to a few others that I'm going to show in this video. However, the other films I'm going to show in this video, I think, will require a lot more rewatchability, but I'm not taking away from it. It is a great, great film on its own accord. The Exorcist coming in at number 14, which I know that could be pretty controversial, guys. I totally understand, because to a lot of people, it is the greatest horror film ever. I can totally see that. I can totally see why, because it is such a beloved staple of horror, and rightly so. You know, it was a film like no other at the time as well. It was kind of one in a million sort of thing. But yeah, this is a great film. You know, I love the whole build-up as well. You know, like when you get the introduction of the two priests that come into this film. I'm trying to think, is it, what are the guys' names again? Is it, I can't think now. The two main priests in it. Anyways, yeah, they do great jobs in there. Great performances, and yeah, what's the actress called? What was it? Yeah, Ellen Bernstein as the main protagonist. She does a fabulous job, and you've got Linda Blair as Regan in there. But the music in this, so atmospheric, and I absolutely love like the opening sequence to this film as well. Really sets up the tone of the movie really well, and you know, this was kind of the first real, I think, example on like sort of like in like cinemas, and you know, like on the public domain, that this was the first real well-revered example of a film based around exorcism. And yeah, so it's a great character study at times in this film, and it's a really great horror film as well. You know, the whole thing with Regan and the spider walk sequence, or the spider crawl sequence, is very creepy. And the way that Regan, you know, like sort of like when she's possessed, and you know, like she obviously gives like a real sort of sinister attitude as well, you know, quite creepy stuff. And yeah, the ending is brilliant to this film as well. Yeah, really good film. I think a lot of people would say William Friedkin's masterpiece, and yeah, I totally understand that. So that is The Exorcist, and I'm looking forward to checking out The Exorcist 3 at some point. So really great film. And at number 13, probably my third favourite vampire film. Again, that could be controversial, because I do really like The Lost Boys. It's not included in this list today, but I do really like that film. There's two other vampire films that has come like before this, but I still absolutely love this film, Fright Night. Yeah, just what can I say? Just a great example of 80s horror. And yeah, like I think this is hands down the best 80s vampire film. Sorry, I was meant to say there, but it is still a great 80s horror film as well. And yeah, I just absolutely love this. The soundtrack, the score, the atmosphere, and the whole premise with the new neighbours moving in, where is it Charlie Brewster has a bit of you know, like paranoia with the new neighbours, and he kind of works it out that they are vampires, but no one else believes him. It's a fantastic film, guys. I absolutely adore this. And I watched the sequel recently, and I thought the sequel was really good. And there's some great practical work in there as well. I love the nightclub sequence in this film as well. Great stuff. That's Fright Night, coming in at number 13. And coming in at number 12, the original Omen from 1976. Yeah. God, this is incredible. This is really, really good. I love this. Yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic. You know, like Richard Donner, just a great all-round fantastic director, and, you know, like really delivering on superb films like the original Omen. You know, like there's some couple of brutal kills in this film, you know, like you know, like the obviously one by at the start of the film as well, and then the one that comes later in the film. And Gregory Peck, who plays like the father in it, and him and David Warner really like are clued up on like their research behind like obviously like Satan and stuff, and the Antichrist as well. And they make a trip to I think it's Rome to find more about the truth about Damien. And yeah, really just an incredible film. Again, a couple of brutal like kills in this film as well. One other like mean-spirited character in this film, which is the what do you call it, the is it the housekeeper, the lady who looks after like Damien's parents' house as well whilst they're away at work and stuff. But yeah, great film. Patrick Troughton's in there as well, which is a bonus because Patrick Troughton's my favourite Doctor of the classic era. So that's at number 12, the original Omen. Fantastic film. I really hope that gets a 4K at some point as well. So 15, 14, 13, 12. And number 11, Psycho. Now, Psycho, I think I did say the Psycho 2 is my favourite of the Psycho film series, and I do personally prefer this to the original Psycho, which again could be a bit controversial, but I'm absolutely not taken away from this film. Now, Psycho 2, the reason why I didn't include it in my horror list, I guess it's technically classed as a horror, but I think Psycho 2, for the most part, I class more of a drama, but with psychological horror elements to it. And yeah, I thought this being, like, I would say the better made film and technically the better film, even though I do personally prefer Psycho 2. Yeah, I had to, I wanted to include this in my top 15 horror films. Again, the score is superb. Janet Leigh as Marion Crane, and I just love the whole detective element that goes on in this film as well. And, you know, like the build up to the introduction of Norman Bates, and you know, like you get a real sense that he is a pretty unhinged character in the film. And that build up and that suspense, it's just incredible writing right there. And the direction from Alfred Hitchcock is absolutely off the scale. And yeah, I think this is definitely top 3 Alfred Hitchcock films for me. And yeah, I think it's absolutely wonderful. A film for me like The Exorcist that gets better and better with each viewing. And yeah, the whole thing with like Bates Motel, and yeah, you know, like that classic shower sequence, which is one of the most iconic sequences in film in general. Wonderful film. And yeah, I like the whole like sort of thing where like this film, I think, does a real good job at like it kind of handles about fear and paranoia. You know, I think the film really touches on some like different themes as well in there. And yeah, it's a great film from Alfred Hitchcock. So just missing out on my just missing out on my top 10 there. That is the original Psycho. Coming in at number 10, we have one that, again, I don't know if this will be controversial, only because, a bit of a spoiler, guys, I haven't included the original Halloween on this list. However, I still love the original Halloween, and I did watch it again recently, and that might be the better made movie out of like the first three, but I just absolutely adore this film. I don't know what it is, I just can't describe it, and I need to I didn't get round to getting that 4K Scream Factory Edition. I really need to get onto that at some point, because I think the 4K, according to Keith and Andy and Scott Nige, I think that 4K is meant to be stunning. But the film coming in at number 10, Halloween Season of the Witch, number 3, Season of the Witch, I should say. And yeah, I just adore this film. I know this film does still get its detractors, and I know over time as well that this film has grown a cult status. You know, time has been a lot kinder towards like this film as well, compared to how when it originally released, I think it got the massive hate train. But it's a film that gets a lot of love now, which is great to see, because it is a fantastic film. And yeah, just a great horror film that really defies the Halloween season to a T, really. The countdown to Halloween with that that song where it goes, 4 more days to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Well, actually, now it's 1 more day to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. It's got that song that really comes in and out of the movie, which I think it works really well. I do like Tom Atkins' character in there as well. Yeah, like, I think, yeah, I can see why maybe not everyone is a fan of Tom Atkins' character in there, but I think he plays a decent protagonist. I think him and the main lass in there, the main lady, I think they do a really good job in there, you know, like finding out sort of like what happened to this lady's father as well. I think that's what happened when they went to the Shamrock factory, and to learn more about the truth of like these possessive masks as well. And again, the setting with the motel as well had a bit of a similar feel to like Bates Motel. Love that setting, and that you had some of the neighbours that come into that story made interesting side characters. And one scene where, you know, when you get to the build up to the to Halloween 31st of October, and then, you know, you really see the effective side of this countdown and what it comes for full circle. And it's quite creepy. It's just, it's a brilliant movie, got a great atmosphere to it, a decent all-round villain in there as well, who's in charge of like these possessive masks. He's a decent villain, very subtle ending as well. Just a great film. And I know this film got massively, you know, like panned, and it got at the time, and it, you know, a lot of people really didn't like this film because Michael Myers wasn't in it. But I think now, over time, I think a lot of people have just taken this film for what it is, and despite no Michael Myers in the film, it doesn't take away from it. It's like a brilliant story. But saying that, guys, I still understand why that this film might not be for everyone. I totally get that. That is Halloween Season of the Witch coming in at number 10. And coming in at number 9. And yeah, this is just, again, Psycho, The Exorcist, no doubt are the better made movies, and, you know, like the better well-acted movies and that. However, this is a film I think I know is going to have a lot more like rewatchability for me, and that is Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead, the film that began it all with the Evil Dead universe that would lead on to subsequent films, sequels, and the TV series Ash vs. Evil Dead, all because of this first ever installment. And it's just a great, great film, you know, like a great way to kickstart what I think is my favourite horror film series. You know, just the whole thing with the Book of the Dead, the cabin, the build-up with the car and the sway of the car, like going across that bridge as well. And, you know, like there's 5 friends that are just talking about their holiday as well, that, you know, like their getaway and stuff. And then their holiday, their happy-go-lucky getaway is not all what it seems when they come to discover certain deadly presence. And, you know, like the Book of the Dead, it really takes a 180 on what was their happy-go-lucky getaway. And the characters are just excellent in this, you know, like you've got who is it, Ash Williams, who really came into his own in the second film, Scotty, Shelley, and Cheryl. Is it 4 or 5 friends in there? Yeah. All brilliant characters, and yeah, just a testament to, you know, like what makes a great horror film in the 80s, but also you know, like possibly, with no doubt in my mind, my favourite of the video nasties as well. Well, actually, I think there's one other that is technically classed as a video nasty, which we will come on to that, but this is high up there as one of my favourite video nasties. The practical work is great in there as well. And yeah, it's just a superb film. Some very creepy elements that go on in there, you know, very, you know, like the whole thing with the recordings as well from this professor. You know, it's got a very like sort of you know, it's got a very intense sort of atmosphere to that film. So yeah, that is the original Evil Dead, coming in at number 9 on the list. And coming in at number 8, we have Carrie. Yeah, just a superb Brian De Palma film. You know, just a wonderful film all round. You know, that has a lot of drama elements, but the horror presence in there is very much alive and kicking in this film. And you know, like with Carrie White, who is keeps herself to herself in like this film, and you know, like she's getting teased by a lot of like the girls at the same school as her. And yeah, it's a fantastic film. The whole build up to the prom, you know, like Carrie, you know, like we'll come to the point in the film where she will take no shit of anyone, basically, in the build up to that, you know, like that classic iconic sequence. And it's just sheer brilliance all round. The music as well has a very ornate feel about it. I haven't bothered with the remake because what is the point, guys? How can the remake like top this? And don't get me wrong, there's some brilliant remakes out there, but I think the remake of this is going to have nothing on this original version from Brian De Palma. And yeah, like the whole red colour scheme in that iconic sequence, and that intense, immense final act it is just enthralling. So yeah, I need to read the original Stephen King novel at some point, but that is a wonderful adaptation of the Stephen King novel. So that is Carrie at number 8. Okay, and then coming in at number 7, to quote that guy from Strictly Come Dancing 7, and now the sequel, Dream Warriors, with this is technically subpar, similar level to, not subpar, sorry, on a par, on a par with this original film. However, the film I've seen the most times, and I think it's got the most rewatchability for me, is the original Nightmare on Elm Street. What can I say, guys? Just again, like Evil Dead, a fantastic first installment into one of the most beloved film series of all time. And yeah, the introduction of Freddy Krueger, played brilliantly by Robert Englund. Again, the whole dreamscapes that are in this film, it's just well choreographed. And it's, yeah, mental, some of the stuff that goes on in this film. It really is. Yeah, the music just oozes through that suspense as well. You know, like when one character in this film gets to blame for something he hasn't done, you know, and it's kind of a similar thing to, the original Scream, that had a bit of a similar feel there. I mean, Scream and this probably would make a great double feature as well. And yeah, this is wonderful. Like, obviously, you know, like Nancy, who's one of the best, like, leading characters in a horror film as well. And obviously you've got John Saxon as the main cop in there, who's Nancy's father in the film. And yeah, again, some real terrifying, some really like haunting scenes in this film, especially with the whole by that furnace and the basement as well. Very creepy, effective stuff in there. Oof, yeah, definitely. So and yeah, the film that would, like, the ending, I can see why maybe not everyone is a fan of that ending as well. You know, that ending is not perfect by any means, like the final 5 minutes, but everything before that. And I don't have a problem with the ending as like for myself personally, but on the whole, just a great like horror film as well. Great characters. Freddy Krueger, one of the greatest horror villains as well. And the film that would start it all off was the original Nightmare on Elm Street. And I went to go and see this yesterday at Tyneside Cinema in the gallery. It looked astonishing on the big screen as well. Fantastic stuff. John Clancy, the movie collector, did a cracking review on the 4K as well as a couple of the other guys on YouTube. Yeah, I'll leave a link to John Clancy's review of the 4K of this. I would like to get the 4K of this eventually, the Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. And coming in at number 6, a film that I just rewatched, Vampire. Brilliant film, incredible. Seen this about 5 times now, and it's superb. Now, yeah, this is a film from, is it 1932, I think, and it's just a great atmosphere. It's so mesmerizing on like this village where this doctor has like a trip there. Played, is it the doctor's called Alan Gray, and he makes a trip to like this village, but then he discovers like there's like slowly the presence of vampires that are making their toll on this island, and then when a couple of other characters are taken victim to the law of like vampires, it makes for, you know, like for an interesting sort of you know, like premise as well as the film was to begin with. And yeah, just some really creepy, effective elements to it. So atmospheric. You know, like a couple of characters, like I think in this this inn, or like this big mansion, and they've got a long discovery, these vampires and all, and yeah, these sort of like I don't know, like werewolves and like and stuff like that. And yeah, it's a really great film. The ending is very haunting as well, and yeah, like I think as well, for film's runtime of 70-minute, 1 hour and 10 minute, there's so much packed into this as well. It's just there's something to be intrigued by with this. And yeah, the whole thing about the plague as well, the discovery of these vampires as well, just an incredible film. And yeah, like I think, is it German or Danish? Is it this film again? Just to remind myself. Oh yeah, I think this is German. And yeah, it's yeah, like got a great like mystery element to this film as well. So fantastic film, one that I could watch outside of my horror binge as well. So that is coming in at number 6, Vampire, from Carl Theodor Dreyer. Wonderful film. And then we're getting into the top 5, coming in at number 5, and the film I'm going to see at Tyneside Cinema tomorrow with my very good friend Ryan. Let's Get Kicking Pod. And yeah, this will be the first time I'll be seeing this on the big screen, and I cannot wait. Evil Dead 2. And this just is the definition of how you do a great sequel. And I'm absolutely not taken away from the original, because the original I think is absolutely fantastic, but this is just superb. Like, they do so much with, like, obviously these Dead Knights, do something else creative to the table with like new like shapes and forms of the Dead Knights in there. Ash Williams really coming into his own here as the main leading hero. You know, I think he is one of the, like Nancy, probably one of the most beloved and protagonists in like the genre of horror. This is just a wonderful sequel, and the new sides group, the characters as well. This archaeologist's daughter and this group that come into this film make for great characters in there, and the whole practical work as well. That creepy scene with obviously like the hand, the moving head of this deer, just so effective. And the what you call it? Is it Henrietta? Is it one of the like the main Dead Knights in there? And just superb, yeah. And the score is great. The film came 6 years after the original, and it takes great recognition of the original with this, especially like in like the first 5-10 minutes as well. And yeah, like this film, just under an hour and 25 minutes, and it packs so much into it. And yeah, just absolutely off the charts. For me, Sam Raimi's masterpiece, in my personal opinion. And Sam Raimi's done some other incredible films, and this being one of them. So that's Evil Dead 2. Can't wait to see that on the big screen. Groovy, indeed. And coming in at number 4, my second favourite John Carpenter film, and I'm sure Tim will definitely approve of this, The Thing from John Carpenter. Again, a bit like Evil Dead 2, this is the definition of how you do a remake, and I'm not taking away from the original film from Howard Hawks, is it? Because I did like that original version of The Thing. But yeah, just the opening sequence, you know, like with the snow and the helicopter and the score as well. I love that opening sequence so much, and the group of characters as well that are slowly discovering this, you know, like this new form that just I was gonna say something else there, that you know, like shifts and takes shape, and you know, like that can go into like different shapes and forms, and front and center, and it really plays a big part into this into the themes of like fear and paranoia in there, and you know, this sort of form of like this alien form species that has been discovered after thousands of years, and it very much it's got a real brooding like sort of presence about it, and yeah, I think as well that a couple the transformation sequence are absolutely brilliant. One in particular in that prison cell, absolutely superb, and McCready, played brilliantly by Kurt Russell, one of the best leading protagonists characters in a film for me, in my personal opinion. And yeah, just absolutely superb, just one of the greatest remakes, but one of the greatest films ever in my personal opinion. I don't know if I will get round to watching this you know, like as part of my horror binge now, but nonetheless, I am going to probably check this one out in the wintry period. And yeah, just some fun-loving characters in there, couple of characters you really feel for as well, and yeah, just some of the greatest practical work that is put into this film front and centre. So that's John Carpenter's The Thing. And coming in at number 3, my favourite John Carpenter film, even though I think The Thing is technically the better film and better made film, and probably technically the better film as well, but my personal favourite John Carpenter film is The Fog. Yeah, just an amazing film, and just another stone cold classic like The Thing, another 10 out of 10 film for me. Yeah, it's I don't think this is technically, on a technical level, John Carpenter's finest film, his masterpiece, but it's my personal favourite John Carpenter film. The setting with Antonio Bay and the opening sequence with the storytelling around the campfire as well, and you know, like these sort of pirate figures that come in and out of the movie, very evil, and you know, like as well this other like discovery that is from like the priest, the main priest, brings to like other visitors like attention as well, on the 100th anniversary of like Antonio Bay. I think it's like his like own journal as well, and what he's discovered. I think the priest, played by Hal Holbrook, is a great character, and Tom Atkins and Jamie Lee Curtis have great chemistry in this film as well. And the radio DJ, she's definitely one of the best characters as well. Like, her son was involved around like the campfire, and then he like discovers something like on the beach as well, and brings it to like his mother's attention. Like, I think it's like this was it like this plank of wood or something that is quite unhinged as something, and like he takes it away from the beach, and then that'll be led on to something quite like sinister like as the film progresses. And yeah, it's just a fantastic film. Great atmosphere to it as well, with the whole fog. The final act is superb. I absolutely adore this film. It is fucking amazing. One of the greatest films ever, in my personal opinion. And have I got my Tyneside ticket? Yeah, I've still got my Tyneside ticket there as well from last year when I saw it in 35mm. It looked stunning on the big screen. And yeah, the score as well from John Carpenter is just so great in this as well. And again, the whole slow burn feel of this film, the vibrancy is just incredible. So yeah, that is at number 3, John Carpenter's The Fog. I'm having such a great time doing this video as well. Just really, really great to think about what my favourite horror films are as well. And coming in at number 2, probably no surprise to a lot of people, because I have spoke very, very highly of this film on the channel before, and I've literally just finished watching this again today, and I cannot fucking wait for the remake from Robert Eggers. I think it's on New Year's Day that it releases in the UK, and if that is the case, which I think it did say in the trailer that we're getting it on New Year's Day in the UK, I think I'm gonna have to go and see that as a birthday cinema outing, because it is my birthday earlier in January, so I'll definitely be making that a birthday cinema outing for sure. And yeah, this is the original Nosferatu. This again is how you do a superb adaptation of the classic novel Dracula from Bram Stoker, which I would love to read at some point as well. And yeah, just some of the finest cinema I've ever seen in my life. It's probably in my top 40 films of all time. And again, just the pinnacle of great silent cinema. Just one of a kind. The direction, the choreography, everything going for it. And is it, what is that actor's name? Is it Max Schreck, is it? Yeah, Max Schreck as Dracula, who does a brilliant job in this. And the whole story with the businessman, I think it's Hutter, that goes away on business, and he is fooled by the guy, is it called Knock, I think it is, who like sort of you know, like fools him into you know, like going into what is it, like Transylvania, I think I probably butchered that name, up in that castle on those hills. And he is soon to discover that one of his clients is a vampire, and up on that up on those hills and the mountains, there's this plague that is slowly taking its toll as well, and it's surrounding from this anonymous vampire. And yeah, like the whole warning of this plague that is about to spread as well in this little town as well, and to lock the doors and all that. It's yeah, and Nosferatu really making like his presence well known in that film. And yeah, just incredible film. The music and the tension, the atmosphere is done to perfection here. So yeah, that is the original Nosferatu. And yeah, just an all-time classic for a reason. And yeah, this is the rewatch of this has got me even more ecstatic for the remake from Robert Eggers. And yeah, again, another couple of great scenes is the whole thing with the ship and the crews and the sailors and the ship crew soon discover that there's something anomalous that has appeared on like their ship and stuff. Yeah, fantastic film. My second favourite horror film of all time, the original Nosferatu. And then coming in at number one, what could it possibly be? Is it The Exorcist 2? No, I'm only joking. I think there's no surprise what my favourite horror film of all time is. Oh yes. Here we go. My number one favourite horror film of all time, The Shining from Stanley Kubrick. I love this film so much. I watch it every 31st of October. Saw it at Tyneside Cinema with Ryan on the 31st of October last year. And it is just absolutely marvellous. You know, just Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece in my personal opinion. And it's just a testament to great horror, superb horror, and, you know, like everything from the acting, the production, the setting of the Overlook Hotel, the whole thing with, again, fear, paranoia really plays a big part into this film as well. And it is just some of the finest filmmaking I've ever seen as well. Again, the whole thing with Room 237 and, you know, Danny has these illusions in there, and the whole thing with Tony as well. You get a bit of an understanding of Jack Torrance's past in there as well when he was an English teacher. There's a bit more of that in the book as well from Stephen King. And yeah, the whole thing when Jack is slowly typing away and you really see a change in direction with his character. And there's Wendy in there as well. And Wendy, for me, played by the late, great Shelley Duvall, who's sadly missed. She's probably my favourite character in this film as well, but not to take away from Jack Nicholson's character, because he's just a superb, you know, like character in the film. And yeah, like when he goes to the bar and he gets a bit of an understanding about Grady and that as well. Just absolutely awesome film. Again, the score at the start with the you know, like the hillside at the beginning, just one of the greatest opening title sequences to a film ever. And yeah, it is my favourite film of all time. And it's not the first time I've talked highly about this film. It certainly won't be the last. I might have to do a devoted video on my favourite horror film of all time, The Shining. And I cannot wait, mate, to get this disc back into the player tomorrow on Halloween night. So that is my favourite horror film of all time, The Shining. And the book, can't recommend the book enough as well. Can't recommend the book enough as well. Sorry guys, I was meant to say the book is absolutely superb from Stephen King. So guys, that is my top 15 favourite horror films of all time. And yeah, really have enjoyed doing this video. And yeah, I have had a brilliant time doing some of these like horror related videos this month, you know, with my what was it, the 31 days of horror tag response video that I did, and then I did my own like challenge as well, which has been getting some great response videos to that, with the Halloween cinema all-nighter, and doing my top 15 favorite horror films video. I've had such a brilliant time with my horror film marathon this month as well. There's been some first time watches, there's been a lot of re-watches as well, and definitely my favourite time of the year to watch horror movies, without any shadow of a doubt. So guys, do let me know some of your favourite horror films and what horror movies you've watched this month, what horror films you plan on watching for the remainder of October, or what horror films you plan on watching even into this month, because obviously you can watch horror all time round this, like all year round, and yeah, great to watch a lot of horror movies like in the month of October. So guys, thanks for all your continuous support on the channel. I really do appreciate it, and yeah, definitely gonna still be checking out some horror films here and there, like as the months go by, but October is definitely the month where I watch horror films the most. So yeah, definitely looking forward to watching Evil Dead 2 tomorrow at Tyneside Cinema, and also The Shining as well. And I might watch, the original Evil Dead tonight as well, in prep for Evil Dead 2 tomorrow. So thanks for watching, cheers for stopping by, and until next time, I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye.